Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? It's Monday. It's Monday. We made it. We made it. I'm going to give just a few minutes to let people come on. Make sure I have the chat going. So that way, as people come in, we can make sure that we see what people are asking. So that way, at the end, when I do the Q&A, then, you know, we make sure that we're doing the things that we are supposed to be doing. And as I come on here, I just want to take a moment because if you're coming in right now, I want you to take a moment and transition from whatever you have going on, whatever is distracting you right now. I want you to take a moment and release that. Just release it. If your kids are in the car with you, have them listen to this because it'll help them out too. And that's why I'm really focusing now on speaking more to schools and youth organizations because these are all things that, a lot of us did not have in our upbringings. And so I'm on a mission to be able to help the next generation. I have a daughter as well. She'll be 16. Yes, 16 this year. So I want to make sure that, you know, these things that I'm learning now can set her generation up for success. That way they don't have to learn or they don't have to wait as long before they learn these things. Now, whether or not they want to use the tools right now, that's totally up to them. And I know teenagers think they know everything because I got one. But I also know that if I share this publicly, even if it's just one person that I get to help, that's the one I was meant to help for the day. So just take a moment and just give yourself whatever you need in this moment, whether it's thanking God, being grateful for the things that you have, because gratitude, one thing that I've learned is when we focus on gratitude, the stuff that is trying to take us down is not able to do that as much. So when I get in those ruts of like, oh my gosh, like, I'll be honest with you, this week is going to be very difficult for me. Some things that I was relying on have not occurred. Financially, it's going to be tough, but I am focusing on keeping the faith because I know that there's something bigger on the other side of this. And if I just keep going and I keep showing up and doing these videos, regardless of what's going on around me, I know that I am operating in my purpose. And as long as we are doing that, if we are operating in our purpose and we are operating in the calling on our lives, because I know for a fact there's nothing that we're going through or have gone through that cannot be used for the greater good. I know that because I'm living it. I'm seeing it now. Everything that I've gone through in my life is now getting paid forward. Why am I so passionate about the teens? Because I was a teen. I was one of the teens who did not get told all of these things. And there are a lot of them out there who they just go to school. Unfortunately, the teachers are restricted, they're limited, they're not able to pour into the kids as much as they probably want to, or some maybe don't even have that ability. I don't know. What I do know is a lot of kids are suffering from social anxiety. They don't believe in themselves. They have no self worth, sometimes no self love. And then what happens? We adults we end up entering adulthood carrying those same things with us until we get to a point where it's enough. And I've gotten to that point and I've worked on all the things, but because the programming was in my subconscious, which is what we talk about in the Cortina method, it still existed and I'm able to go back to those patterns. So what people don't see is the effort that I have to put in and day out to get to the gym, to get into the Bible, to get in front of people when I go network, to do videos like this. Nobody sees the effort. Everybody just thinks it's easy. It's not easy, but it's doable. It just takes some effort. It takes prioritization. It takes the desire, which is what I wrote a blog on before. It's the desire. Desire is what leads to discipline. Motivation, that'll go right out the window. It's great when things are working, but what happens when the things aren't working? What happens when you're on your last dime and you have a week left until you get paid again? What happens then? Where are we allowing ourselves to go then? That's the part that matters. So, as I come in today, I wanted to let you know that I am showing up authentically, fully transparent. I'm not wearing a mask for anybody anymore. I am walking things out. Everything that I'm going to talk about today, I am walking out in real time. But I still show up because I know that there's someone out there that needs to hear this. And honestly, you guys, I need the reminders too. But when I do these videos, a lot of the time it's reminders for me too. And that's why I say I always have to coach because I'm going to be a coach for the rest of my life because I need the reminders too. And as I'm helping other people, it's putting it into my brain as well. It's creating new patterns in my subconscious because I'm speaking it, I'm doing the things and I'm speaking about it and I'm sharing information and it's reminders for me too. So I'm not showing up here like I got it all together. I don't. What I do have is I have great people around me. And yes, a couple of them took some investments. I have great people around me who want me to win. And when you have that, which is what I am for other people, when you have that, you can't lose unless you quit. You have the ability to keep going through hard times. So don't quit. Auntie Ree, I see you. I see you. I know who that is. I see you. I see you. Thanks for showing up. So let's go ahead and begin. I hope you were able to take that time as you transitioned into this. Just take a moment. Like I said, just pull back, leave behind whatever stuff and focus. Okay. This isn't going to be that long. I'm going to pour into you for about 15 minutes and then I'm going to open up the chat for any Q&A. Okay. So let's start about one of the things that I talk about a lot. It's in my book. It's going to be in the new book and the rebrand, and it's going to be talked about a lot because it's something that I continuously have to do. It's a must. Turning the mirror around. All right. For some of you, you know the Bible verse where it talks about we can, we have to take the plank out of our own eye before we take it out of other people, right? It's we have to turn the mirror around. I'm not going to try to quote it exactly. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I don't have it. I don't have it right in front of me. But we have to take accountability for our own actions before we can start pointing the finger at other people. The situation I'm in right now, the financial situation, I don't blame the other party. I blame the fact that, and I don't want to say blame, I don't even want to use that word to be honest. What I do know is I need to take accountability for the fact that I went into it naive. I went into it naive. And because of that, I was able to go down a path where I trusted the outcome that I was getting from people. So I want y'all to hear this, okay? And this isn't part of my notes. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. God always laughs at me when I have notes. I, I put my trust in people. So I'm gonna stop right there for a second because I want you to hear me on this. And I want you to think about your own life. How many times do we put our trust and faith in people without going to God first? I sit here and tell you, I've done it most of my life because I was not doing life with God. That was not something I ever got taught. It was not something that was important in my upbringing. And honestly, as things were happening in my upbringing, I was like, if there was a God, how would all these things be happening? Anybody else? But as I've gotten older, I understand that when I give situations to God and I say, okay, Lord, this is my plan, but I want to operate with you. I want to make sure you're at the forefront. Because when we put our trust and faith in people, we're going to get ourselves in a bind because God has not been who we consult first. Now, at that time, since I was still new in my faith, I did not know, I did not have the ability and the wisdom to discern. I'm sharing this with you because somebody out there is in the same situation or has been, and you know what I'm talking about. Or if you haven't been, you will be. And hopefully, this will keep you from going into rabbit holes that you don't belong in. Discernment. We have to have the ability. Don't look at the shiny things. It was a magical, beautiful, shiny object. Looking back at it, that's what it was. But now, I mean, I'm scraping, y'all. I'm scraping. And I will also say that I'm also rebranding, and God is really working on me because He's like, you're going to leave all that other stuff behind. You can incorporate it because that's still in you. I've allowed you to do that. Like nutrition is never going to go anywhere. I'm always going to love helping people in those areas and optimal health. But there's more. There's more. And this conversation is one of those things because I want you to turn the mirror around and I want you to ask yourself, because here, I'm gonna stop right now. How many of us wake up and before we even take care of ourselves or anything, we're already operating in the space of everybody else? Yeah, for the moms that have babies and little kids, yeah, that can be a little difficult because the kids don't understand that you need space, right? That's a little bit different. We all know that. But I'm talking about adults. Adults. How many times do we allow adults to pull from us? So I want you to start putting yourself at the top of your to-do list. Now, how do you start doing that? Well, I'll share what I started doing. I have my do not disturb on my phone until a certain time every day. Also, I do not get on my phone the first hour after I wake up. Now, I used to go in and do the Bible app first, but guess what that leads to? That leads to, well, I got emails, I got this, I got that, and now you're operating in a reactive state without even knowing it. It started with good intentions, right? I'm going to do the Bible app. I'm going to do the devotional for today. Great intentions. Put God first. But the phone, our phones, are the biggest distractions we have. We stay on them at night and wonder why we can't sleep. And for those of us, I'm gonna tell you, I got diagnosed back in 2021. I got officially diagnosed, and I'm not really big on diagnoses. If you want to read my blog on that, it's on my website. I got diagnosed with complex PTSD, which is basically a lot of multiple events, not just one, right? A lot of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So it is a thing. It's called complex PTSD. I got diagnosed with anxiety disorder, and I also got diagnosed with chronic depression. Okay. Now, for some of you who know the backstory on nutrition of why I got into nutrition, you know that I got into nutrition to get my mom off some of her medications that her psych meds were making her suicidal. So when my therapist said, "Well, should I give you some medication?" I said, "You've already gone through all this with me, and no." Right? Basically, she was awesome though. I loved her to death. Faith based. We talked about God a lot. All right. So she understood. So I don't take any medication for this stuff. So when I say I have to use these tools, I use these tools and I put a lot of effort into it because my anxiety can get heightened. But that's where I have to trust God is in control. I don't have to be anxious about anything. There's a verse on that too. Do not be anxious about anything. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I see you. I see you. Yeah. All right. You got to start taking care of yourself. We cannot pour from an empty cup, no matter how much we love people. And you know how I know this? Because I did it for so long that in 2019, I burned out. And I've done it again since then, last year, as a matter of fact, which is why I'm kind of having, I don't want to say start over because I'm starting over with wisdom now. So it's not really starting over. It's being better. I like that better. It's not a failure because I'm not quitting. Shifting is good. Quitting, we don't want to quit, right? If we're operating in our purpose, we don't quit. We shift as needed. It's multi-directional sometimes, all right? And that's okay. We cannot pour from an empty cup, but we try to. How often do we try? We just try. And we don't even, a lot of us don't even realize we're doing it, but I see it now in people. I see it all the time. And I will actually tell people that I collaborate with, hey, we don't have to do this right now. Let's come back. My mentor Matt reconvene, right, convene communities, we always say it, let's reconvene tomorrow or the next day, right, whatever we can do, because sometimes we've poured all day and we absolutely have nothing left, and so that conversation is not going to be great anyway, right? So you have to become self-aware. You have to get to know where your pitfalls are, where your weaknesses are, who you are. And I'll be honest with you guys, I really didn't know who I was until I got away from a lot of things that were kind of keeping me in those cycles. Okay. Just remember your priorities matter. Your priorities matter. Now, I'm gonna quickly go into balance. Balance is not 50-50. And I say harmony now because trying to do a balancing act with the things a lot of the obligations that we have, especially as women, it can be a little difficult, right? So I say find the harmonious flow. It's not about balancing, okay? Find the harmonious flow. And again, that's going to come from becoming self aware. It has to be an intentional flow. Some days are going to be more family focused. So choose, certain days that you're like, you know what? I'm putting my family first here. Now, obviously, emergencies come up, but prioritization again is a must. Is that person, is that person like, is that really going to be something that I have to take care of it right now or else? Or can I be intentional with my family? Can I be intentional with my spiritual time? It's time to me be more purpose focused. And also finding that harmony during the week as opposed to day by day is a little bit easier. What is the ultimate goal for the end of the week? Because we tend to put a lot of things on our task list, and I've had clients where we've had to work on this. Don't fill up your to-do list too much. because life's gonna life. And life's gonna bring in five more things for that day that you didn't even count on. So I always tell people, okay, you can have your long to-do list, right? Because I know we're building businesses, we're building things, right? Like we got the things that we got to do, right? You can have your long to-do list, but what are you going to do this day? And I always tell people, don't pick more than 3 to 5 things. 3 to 5. Because like I said, there's going to be five more things that roll in. And if you can at least get those three things done, at least you still feel accomplished because now, like we're talking about mindset, right? This is training your brain that I am enough. I am able to accomplish. I was productive today. And if you didn't get those things down, also what I do is I will cross out what I didn't get done and I will write in what I did do during that time because I'm not just out here lollygagging, for lack of better words, right? So I know I did something during that time, but sometimes we forget, right? And we're like, oh, I didn't get that done. I didn't get to the gym. I didn't get why? Now, if it was something that you chose over that you could have controlled, then write that down because that's going to create self-awareness. Okay, I did that. And it's not about guilt and shame at that time, right? It's okay, I know that's my awareness. Okay, I chose that, like power of choice, right? I chose that, but I should have chose that. I'm not going to go back. I can't change anything. But what can I do going forward? Just like the situation I found myself in, and I'm in a couple of them right now. but the thing is, it's like, okay, I can't go back and change any of the past things, right? I can't change the fact I was naive. I can't change the decisions that I made in certain areas, but I can do things better going forward. All right. We're coming up on time. I don't want to take up too much, but one more thing that I want to make sure that I go over, and we can hit some other things another time. Stop apologizing for your boundaries. I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time. And I do it. I still can find myself. So like I said, I'm coaching me. All right. Stop apologizing for your boundaries. Because what happens is as you start creating them, the people who are used to being able to have your time all the time, they're not going to like that anymore. They're not going to like some of them. Some will support you. Some will understand. Some will thank you because you reminded them that they need to create them too. But some won't. Those are not the people you need to worry about. Okay. Create your boundaries anyway. You need to learn what you need. For me, I have a thing, I have a saying right now where I'm like, I'm protecting my peace at all costs. At all costs. You don't get to pull from me. I schedule calls with people now. I'm not readily available for everyone. I can't be. I've done that before and it literally, whew, it can take a toll. Some people end up in the hospital because of it. So start turning the mirror around and look at these areas of your life and then figure out, I want you to write down what you can do, what you can start doing to work on these areas of your life, right? And just remember, why am I doing this? And who am I doing this for? It's not just you that is going to be positively affected. Guess what? And I know this because, like I said, I'm living it. It's everybody around you. As you get better, as you stop being burnout, as you stop people pleasing, as you start setting healthy boundaries, the people around you who do need you, like your family, close friends, the people who have been by your side the whole entire time, they are going to get what they need from you because you're not being pulled in so many different directions. You're not allowing it. So get focused, okay? And remember to put yourself first. Prioritize you. Put yourself on the top of that list. Fill your cup up in the morning before you go out into the world. That way, you have the ability to have more of an impact and operate in your purpose to the best possible standard. So I appreciate you for being on here. Yes, please use it. Please use it, sis. Yeah, I don't know if there's any questions, but I'm going to go ahead and just have a little bit of questions that I want you to maybe write down. So if you have a notepad, write it down. If you don't have a notepad and you're watching this later, press pause and go get one and come back. All right. So these are the questions that I want you to look at. What does harmony, and you can write in balance if you want to, if that makes you remember kind of what this is. What does harmony look like for you right now? Do you have harmony or do you not? And why? These are journal props, okay? I want you to take some time, carve out 20 minutes on this, okay? Also, here's the second one. Where are you currently overextending and what needs to shift? All right, so that's number two. Number three, this is a big one, and I have had to work on this so much. Do you feel guilty when you rest? Be honest with yourself. Most of us do. And then why? The last one, number four, what's one thing you can say no to? Listen to this one well, okay? One thing you can say no to, not yes, no to this week to honor your peace. Now, these questions will also be inside my community. As you know, I am building out what's called experiences. These are lessons. It's free. Just join the community. You do have to put a profile, just like Facebook and everything else. Have an email. Make sure you turn on your notifications so that way, if I send out stuff, you get it. Come into the community, and tomorrow, by the end of day tomorrow, I will have the experience up for this, and these questions will be in there, and you can answer them anonymously. And what that does is that allows you to see what other people respond to and then understand, like, hey, I'm not alone, because I promise you, you're not. The more I started talking about this stuff, people were like, oh, me too. And I was like, oh, so I just needed to move out of my own way and be open to talking about these things. Got it. All right. So this will be in there. And the last thing I just want to leave you with, if you feel like you're constantly trying to keep it all together, but no, just know you're not alone. That's what I was saying. Like, you're not alone. I promise you, you are not alone. And finding harmony in your life is not about perfection. It's about progress, okay? It's about choosing you without the guilt. Because you show up for you. When you do that, you show up better for everything and everyone else around you. And like I said, I'm living it, so I see it. I pay attention. I'm very intentional now. I'm very observant now. And I see the changes. And I've also received some feedback, even from clients that are noticing the shifts and the changes in me. You're going to show up better for yourself and you're going to show up better for everyone else. Okay. So the last thing, I know I said that was the last thing, but it's really not. I'm going to leave you with a Bible verse. All right. So take a moment. And let's just thank the Lord for allowing us to be here today. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for waking us up. Thank you for allowing us to be here. Thank you for helping us create a community of women, of like minded individuals who can show up not only for ourselves, but also for each other, Lord. Thank you. Thank you so much for my mentor and for Convene Communities, which allows me to bring everybody to one place and have these conversations authentically and transparently, because they're anonymous and we don't have to worry about anyone judging us or anyone taking that away from us. And Lord, we know that you are the ultimate judge. So allow us to humble ourselves before you today. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for showing up. I'm going to leave you with Matthew 11:28-30. This is from the NIV. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. And I had to do some digging on this when I first started, okay? Take my yoke upon you. That's for animals. It's heavy, right? And learn from me. What he's saying is, we're going to do this together, okay? We're going to do this together. That's what community is. He says, learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. He says, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So I want to encourage you today to go ahead and begin releasing those burdens, release the guilt, release the shame, release those things that are holding you back from your true purpose. I found out through another therapy that uses their body to tell the story that shame and guilt is in my DNA. So that means it's generational. It's in every cell of my body. So I will go back to that if I allow myself to. So, like I said, I have to put a lot of effort into this, but self awareness, you have to develop the self awareness, and it does take time. It takes you carving out 10 to 15 to maybe even 20 minutes a day to become self aware. And I just want to encourage you to start doing that. Okay. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching this. If you're watching this later, don't forget to take some notes. Make sure you comment, join the community. The link will be in the description. You can also go to my link tree, which is right here, linktree/ Lady J Empowers. Make sure you go there, join the free community, and this will be in there. Like I said, it'll be at the end of day tomorrow. Okay. So thank you again. I appreciate you. God bless you. And I'm going to release you to enjoy your evening now.